So the sun has finally made its grand arrival here in central Sweden, and I can feel summer just around the corner, even though there isn't so much as a leaf on any tree. But the small signs of life awakening are showing up, and it is such a blessing. So I wanted to show some scenes of early spring here and what we've been up to, especially with regards to getting the small seeds into the soil and planting our garden and working in our garden and seeing all these small signs of life coming up, like this garlic stem. In the middle of March, we sowed around 56 tomato plants of around 14 different varieties. We also began to transplant the small baby seedlings as they started to grow, with their long growing roots that needed more space and more nutrients. And so this is sort of done intuitively, depending on what we feel is needed. It was such a long awaited moment to go and see our garden beds after they have been covered in snow for many months. We started by shoveling over a manure pile, putting some extra soil on each bed, and taking off the hay cover from each bed so that they would slowly but surely start to warm up. So this year is our first year with these new beds, which we have designed to be no-dig beds, and therefore we've added this layer of soil/compost that we've bought around 20 centimeters thick above a layer of cardboard. Another fun project that my partner came up with was this foil sheet reflector for our baby seedlings. As we don't have that much artificial light, this sort of reflects the sun onto the seedlings and makes them stronger and grow in a more upwards motion rather than tilt towards the sun. The springtime is also a good time to start fertilizing your garlic that has been planted in the fall. And I've picked up a few pieces of chicken manure, let them ferment in water, and use a small portion of that with water, as it is a really potent manure, and pour that over the garlic bed around once every 2 weeks in order to give it that really good boost. Because garlic is a very nutrient hungry vegetable that really loves to be topped up with nutrients plenty of times throughout the season. It sort of seems like one of those crops that just does not get enough nutrients regardless of how much you give it. So we try to do around 3 rounds of like heavy fertilizing, like through using fresh grass, as it is a really, really great way to provide nutrients to most crops. I also wanted to show you around the farm a little bit and show you the different growing spaces we have. This is a really beautiful greenhouse that holds many, many great varieties of grapes that we harvest in the fall. It is also a really great space to grow early crops and to cold sow seedlings that will later be planted out. These are some sunflowers. Right now we have our root celery and our leeks in there. The chickens are really enjoying just free ranging around the farm before all the crops are out, and then they will have a little bit more of a fenced area where they can walk around freely. We also have this tunnel growing space, or tunnel greenhouse, which is used for tomatoes, paprika, chili, cucumbers. Right now everything is sort of bedded in hay, but we have done a few cold sowings in there, like spinach and tatsoi and some peas. And right about at this moment, nothing has really germinated yet. A fun break from all the practicals of the spring are these amazing events that are hosted in our community, and this was a Easter market, cozy coffee shop situation, and we had a really beautiful open mic. And back to the spring garden, the spinach seeds finally germinated and they are coming up so nicely, and that is a really exciting sign of what is to come. We also, of course, have to do many more transplantations. That is sort of one of the biggest tasks during the spring, and here are some onions. So that was Jakob, who has a CSA farm. He grows his onions from seed, but some of us prefer to grow them from these small, tiny, I don't know what you would call them, seedlings, but they are small onions that have been pre-cultivated. And we did a big shop, a collective shop, and we did the work of sorting them out and weighing out the different bags for different people who have ordered different amounts, as we have a sort of collective farmland with around 20 people farming on that land. Oh, and of course, we also did a big order of green manure, which are seeds that bind nitrogen into the soil. Another spring season task is the process of hardening the seedlings from their life indoors into a more roughened and tough version of themselves by taking them out every day, but keeping them indoors during the nights until they get tough enough to be out the whole night. Here we are doing the transplantations of all the 56 tomato plants, which of course we are not going to have all to ourselves. We are going to give some away and sell some. But yeah, it's such an exciting time. And so my best friend, who you see in this video, moved to my town, which is just a dream. And it's so exciting to be able to share these really fun projects together. So here she is building a sort of a mini greenhouse, but in Swedish it's called a cold bench. And it's a way to sow your vegetables with just a bit of the added insulation of glass and wood, so you could sort of get some seedlings to show up earlier and are more protected from the frost. So we built this bench, or this, I don't know what to call it, this growing little spot with repurposed wood that we found from the free shop.
Ja, det är liksom så här.
Wow! And of course, with the springtime being such a busy time, with all the possible projects and must-dos just lining up after the other, it is important to remind myself to just be, to just exist and take it all in together with my loved ones. And I'm really grateful to be able to do that.
Or die.